They say living well is the best revenge. But honestly, strategic pettiness is way sweeter. I lost nearly $50,000 on the sale of my house. And let me tell you, it was the best money I ever spent. Here's the deal. My dad left me this beautiful, craftsman-style bungalow in a quiet suburb of Portland. It was perfect, except for one thing. The neighbor, let's call him Greg. Greg was the kind of guy who measured his lawn with a ruler. He drove a pristine luxury sedan that he washed 3 times a week. And he hated that I worked on vintage motorcycles in my garage that IT started small. He'd make passive-aggressive comments about the noise pollution. Then, it got personal that he called code enforcement on me because my hedge was, get this, 4 inches over the regulation height. He called the city because I was changing my oil in the driveway. He even reported my dog, a golden retriever who wouldn't hurt a fly, as vicious. For 5 years, Greg made my life a living hell. He wanted me out so he could buy my lot, tear down my dad's house, and build a massive 6-car garage for his toy collection. When I finally got a job offer in Austin, I listed the house and Greg. He went to work. Every time I had an open house, Greg would fire up his leaf blower. He'd stand on the property line and tell potential buyers about the awful drainage or the rat problem that didn't exist. He scared off 3 offers. 3 finally. He came over with a smirk. He offered me $350,000 cash. That was nearly 80 grand under asking. He said, it's the best you're going to get considering the neighborhood issues. I was furious. I was about to tell him where to shove his money when a beat-up van pulled into the driveway. Out stepped a couple of the Millers. They looked exhausted. They had 4 kids, and they were looking for a place with a detached garage. I asked them what they did. The husband smiled nervously and said, well, we run a nonprofit. I asked, oh, what kind? He said, we rescue bagels. You know the hounds? We currently have 14 of them. We need a place where they can run and where the howling won't be too much of an issue. I looked at Greg's pristine silent backyard. I looked back at the Miller family. I asked, do they howl a lot? The wife laughed and said, oh yeah, especially when a siren goes by, or a leaf blower, or the wind blows. I smiled. I told them, I'll tell you what, if you can close in 2 weeks, I'll knock $40,000 off the price. Their jaws dropped. They signed the papers the next day. I took a massive financial hit. My realtor thought I was crazy, but on moving day as I was packing up my truck, I saw Greg walking out to get his mail. He looked smug. He thought he'd won because I was leaving. Then the Miller's van pulled up, and the barking started. It wasn't just barking. It was that bang, howling symphony that only 14 hounds can produce. Greg stopped dead in his tracks. His face went pale. I just tipped my cap, revved my engine, and drove away. Last I heard, Greg put his house on the market 3 months later, worth every penny.